Have you noticed that the bugs have gotten bigger, or is it just me? I don't remember who said it at work, but it stuck with me as I finished my workup. It was such a nonchalant phrase, too, like it was just a teeny little afterthought. I hated bugs as they were right now, except for maybe ladybugs, which seemed cool. I shuddered at the thought of the phrase and moved on with my day. I pushed it out of my mind and thought about other things, what I'd fix for supper, what I should write about in my journal, and other things of this sort. Anything to keep my mind away from big bugs. I can't say I'm the most observant of people, but a few weeks ago I saw a jumping spider in my driveway the size of a silver dollar. Mind you, where I live, they're only ever the size of pennies. Seeing one that big scared the shit out of me. I kept my distance, but the last thing I wanted was this fuzzy asshole leaping onto my leg and making me scream so loud that I woke up the neighbors. It was large, yes, but it wasn't unusual to me. In my opinion, all spiders looked too big to me. The next day, my neighbor George knocks on my door and says, "You ain't gonna believe this." "What is it?" I said. He's got this wide grin on his face, damn near giddy, like a kid who just found something he wasn't supposed to. He waved me on. "Come here, follow me. Man, I hope it ain't flown off yet." I slipped on my flip-flops and followed him into his backyard. Once he opened the gate and pointed towards it, my jaw dropped at a cricket that was the size of a puppy. The giant insect was munching away at his tomato bush. Its hind legs rubbed together to create a surprisingly brassy chirp. Cool, huh? Sure, if you think that creepy bugs are cool. You think if I start feeding it stuff, you think it'd stick around like a pet? Knock yourself out. That night, the usual gentle sounds of crickets were replaced by tons of loud chirps, as brazen as duck or goose calls. I stuffed earplugs into my head and cranked the ambient music up to the max. I woke up to a dog screaming, a sound that would make anyone's blood chill. It was a distinct, fearful yelping. I got out of my bed and looked out my bedroom window to see my other neighbor, Clara's dog, a bulldog, writhing in the grass. Something shiny and black wrapped around it, giant pinchers snipping at the nape of his neck. It was a fucking centipede. I ran from my bed, slipped on my shoes, and rushed outside. That dog may have woken me up in the middle of the damn night sometimes, but no one's pet deserves that shit. I hopped the fence and ran to the dog. The centipede was digging its prongs into the fur, the hundreds of pencil-like legs caressing the body frantically. I gripped it, and it felt so wrong. Whenever you pick up a bug, it'll feel funny because animals are usually furry or tough-feeling. Bugs are different because they're hard as a rock but light as a feather. When I grabbed the centipede, it had heft to it, like I was picking up a snake. I heard a voice. "What the fuck?" she said. It was Clara, staring in horror at me, prying this bug away from her dog. I swear, as I was tearing it away, the pinchers started to dig deeper into the fur. The blood is dying into the white fur of the dog. With one last rip, I tore it from the dog, and the pinchers took a scrap of flesh with it. As I held it in my hands, it writhed wildly, its legs flickering up and down. I hoisted it overhead and chucked it over the fence and towards the road, hoping some poor asshole might run it over and have to clean his wheels. Clara rushed to her dog's side and looked at the wounds. "The fuck was that?" she screamed. "What in God's name was that?" "I don't know," I said. "It had to have been some sort of freak centipede or whatever the hell." "Listen, thank you, Bert." "Of course, just take him to a vet right away." She nodded and sprinted towards her car. A trail of dog blood trailed her. The next day, before I went off to work, I tended to my garden, and beneath the dirt, something huge stirred. The skin broke the surface of the loose dirt, and I saw a large, slimy, ringed body. It was unmistakably an earthworm, but this was also something massive. I was thinking about touching it, but then it sank beneath the dirt. When I returned to work, everyone was gathered around in a meeting discussing marketing a new deodorant that was scented after Bradford pear trees. I asked everyone if they've smelled a Bradford pear tree, and they said no. When I told them what it smelled like, it sent them spiraling on how to market it. We took a brief break, and while I was sitting near a window checking emails, I heard a helicopter going by. Only when I looked outside did I not see any helicopters, but I heard the heavy thud of propellers. Then I saw the Junebug, its greenish-blue shell shimmering under the hot sun. It looked regular-sized at first glance, and that's when I realized it was very far away. Its wings were fluttering so loudly that they sounded like a helicopter. I lifted my phone to take a picture of it, and that's when it flew close to me. It wasn't out to get me, so to speak, but rather it was just aimlessly flying around. When it flew close to the window, its true size was revealed to me. It hovered next to me. The flopping wings rose and fell fast and loudly, rattling the windows. The Junebug was about the size of a vulture. The wingspan was unnaturally large, and seeing it up close, the giant dangling legs beneath it like pendulums. It acknowledged its reflection for a brief moment and buzzed away. When I drove back home, I saw flashing lights surrounding a car wreck. On the road, I saw an overturned car, and next to it, a rhino beetle the size of a horse, filled with bullet holes. Greenish pus oozed from the holes and dribbled onto the asphalt. I rolled down my window and asked an officer, "Hey, what the hell happened here?" The officer looked back at the scene and returned his tired eyes to me. "Been getting calls like this all week, but the guys at the station thought it was some sort of elaborate prank. Then we got a call about a beetle flipping a car. When we arrived, we didn't expect to see that thing running about. It charged at us and we just opened fire." "Are there any others like that?" "Big bugs? I don't know. Maybe." He motioned me on and I went home. I had a hard time falling asleep for obvious reasons. I don't know what the hell was happening to the world around me. These insignificant little insects that skulked about beneath our feet were just getting bigger and bigger by the day. I was on the verge of sleep when I heard something push open my door. I looked up from my sheets and I saw something gazing at me from the doorway. It filled the frame. The body was immense, and in the dark I couldn't tell what it was. I put on my glasses and grabbed my phone. I turned on the light and illuminated the enormous dark shape in front of me, and I wish I hadn't. The jumping spider had returned.